My friend, I understand that your life circumstances are very tough, and because they are tough, the available choices in life are very limited for you. I know you want to change your circumstances and succeed in life, and because I've learned how you can change your life in the worst circumstances, I've carefully crafted the content of this video for you. It will teach you how to change your life and alter your circumstances despite their harshness. And this is real and tested advice. Not only that, but I'll also prove to you that success is a choice, and happiness and sadness are choices, and you can choose by using this habit I'm going to explain. The first habit, the most powerful habit. From the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by the great author Stephen R. Covey. In this video, prepare yourself a nice cup of coffee or your favorite tea or your preferred drink and focus with me because, in my opinion, this video is the most impactful one I could ever explain on this channel. Let's listen in. This habit is so powerful that there are books and courses solely dedicated to it, with prices reaching up to $1,000 for just 5 days, or even 3 days, all to teach you how to practice this habit. The course price is not inflated like this for no reason. They know how powerful this habit is. If it wasn't powerful, Stephen Covey wouldn't have explained it as the first habit in his book. You don't need to read books or attend courses. I've explained it to you in this video with thorough and comprehensive detail, by the permission of God. You'll thank me for it. Peace be upon you. Welcome, my friend, to the Vexon channel, where music and books meet. I'm your brother Jesus. If you're new to this channel, here's what I do. I read books and provide you with their benefits. So, if you want to gain the benefits of reading without actually having to read, subscribe to the channel. The circumstances surrounding us, my friend, fall into 2 types. Circumstances we cannot control, which are beyond our grasp, such as poverty, chronic illness, and physical disabilities or paralysis. Types of circumstances that humans cannot manipulate. The second type of circumstances is those that humans can control and influence, including education, self-improvement, physical strength, learning a trade, and many other things. If you want to create opportunities for yourself in life despite these circumstances, you need to focus on the ones you can control. By focusing on these circumstances, you can make a difference in your life. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're someone who doesn't speak English fluently, and you decide to learn it. Education is one of the circumstances you can control. In the 21st century, you can simply pick up your phone, go on YouTube, and learn English to a proficient level, all for free. After mastering the English language, you can unlock numerous opportunities for yourself. You've decided to benefit from this step, to take the initiative and teach English on Instagram, YouTube, or any social media platform, all from your phone. Let's suppose you put in a lot of effort and hard work to create this content, and after reaching this stage, you've built a strong audience base. Eventually, you start earning thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. This is well known today. People on YouTube literally earn thousands of dollars per month, and they deserve it. May God increase their sustenance because they worked hard, very hard, to create their content, and in the end, they reaped the fruits of their labor. Now, I ask you, can't you make a difference in your life despite the tough circumstances you're experiencing? If you focus on the circumstances you can control, and then confidently say, I'm sure, very sure, that I will change my life. Do you know why? Because you didn't just sit back and accept your fate. Despite the circumstances you've been living in, blaming this and that, and various situations, you are interested, still interested, in changing your life. That's why you came to me and asked me how you can create your opportunities, and by the will of God, through this method alone, you can change your entire life. Focus on the circumstances you can control and change them, and your life will change. This is the first habit of the 7 habits, my dear follower, as named by Stephen Covey. Be proactive, and let me teach you what initiative means. It means to start and accelerate, as the dictionaries say, by doing what is right and effective before circumstances force you to do so. For example, look at the circumstances you can control and the ones you cannot. Then, identify the best and most impactful option you can take in these circumstances and start implementing it quickly. Make sure that one day circumstances may force you to do this, but by then, it will be too late, and its effect will be very weak at that time. So, my dear follower, don't wait until you're starving to look for food. Don't wait for your circumstances to collapse on you before you start moving and trying to survive, because if you move before circumstances force you, you'll make a difference in your life. Your movement will be progress and advancement in your life. But if you move after circumstances force you, it will only be an attempt to survive, and that's the difference between starting now and starting late. Pay attention. Don't wait for circumstances to be ideal. Keep in mind that this will never happen. So, start changing your life now and start changing the circumstances you can control. The first and most important of these circumstances is your mind. If you change it, educate it, develop it, and invest in it, you'll open up countless opportunities for yourself. And just like the example I gave you earlier with learning English, but English isn't the only thing. If you learn it from YouTube, it will open up vast horizons for you, and any piece of information besides English will provide you with even more options. Man, this video alone could change your life, so imagine what 10 videos like it could do for you. That's why you should subscribe to the channel and get just one book like this, which will surely, God willing, change your life. So, what about 100 books like this? And since you have a smartphone, you can access information wherever you are. And as long as you have a smartphone, you can succeed in life. In 2018, my dear follower, and because I was financially well off, I looked for an additional source of income through the internet and found some very strange and trivial things. Anyone could do them. For example, one of the methods was to open an Instagram account and choose a specific niche, meaning a specific content and a specific audience. They said, for instance, choose to post about fitness or cooking or fashion or any other niche that interests you. Then, they explained how you could monetize your account through various means like sponsored posts, affiliate marketing, or selling your own products. It's amazing how simple yet effective these methods can be in generating income online. And he said, for example, choose to upload songs for a famous or specific singer, like Michael Jackson, for instance. Put effort into the account. Upload many songs for him, along with photos and songs from concerts, albums, old and new songs alike. And keep repeating this process regularly. He advised to work on this every day, saying, work on it every day consistently, and within a maximum period of 6 months, you'll have around 10,000 followers. After that, you can put this account up for sale. You say, I have an account with 10,000 followers. I'll sell it for approximately $1,000. Of course, accounts on Instagram that exceed 10,000 followers are sought after by many business owners, because when you reach 10,000 followers on Instagram, you'll be given more options for business purposes. For example, you can add a Shop Now button or a Swipe Up feature for direct links and other similar features, which means you have more monetization options. So, you're saying, I earn only $1,000 in 6 months. Doesn't worth it. Well done, your mind is truly resourceful. He responds to you and says, who said I'll sell one account every 6 months? I'll create 6 or 7 accounts and upload content to them every day. After 6 months, I'll sell 6 or 7 accounts, each for $1,000, totaling $7,000. This is the advantage of reading. Reading is not just about acquiring knowledge. For example, I read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which taught me ways to achieve wealth, and the information was incredible. However, despite this, I won't settle for just this book. I'll read other books that teach me how to reach wealth. Why? Not just to seek information, but because books, like expanding your horizons, let you see things and opportunities you haven't realized before. Why you didn't, I turn off my video and go do something. There are many niches you can explore. You can upload songs for a famous artist, you can upload clips of goals for a famous player, or you can upload content about movies, anime, games, or anything else. There are numerous fields, my friend. People open Instagram accounts to share news or funny and diverse clips, and all you need is a phone and internet access. Welcome. You've definitely changed your circumstances. You might ask me why I didn't do it at Jesus. Do you see it as good? Me. I didn't do it because I did something better, something harder and better afterward. Creating the content you see on YouTube is harder than that, and it's better than that. Is this the only way you can change your life? Go on YouTube and you'll find millions of ways, countless horizons. Jesus, what's the story with happiness? How is happiness a choice and sadness a choice? Let me explain this matter to you. It's quite easy. You may have encountered a poor worker, always sad, and you might say he's excused, honestly. He's sad because he's away from his family, working 12 hours a day just to earn $200 a month. He's excused and he shouldn't be blamed. Yet you may come across another poor worker just like him, but he's always happy and joyful. Sometimes you feel sad while he's the one who cheers you up afterward. Why? Why? This person is poor and sad, but the other one is happy. The answer is that one chooses to be sad, while the other chooses to be happy. But let's forget about that for a moment. Have you ever seen people without limbs, or those who are blind, or those who have been afflicted with chronic diseases like cancer, or those who have become wheelchair-bound, and yet they are happy? Why? Because sadness is a choice, and happiness is a choice. The matter is related to the circumstances you can control and those you cannot. Let me teach you how you can choose happiness. Stephen Covey says that just as there are two types of circumstances, there are two types of people who deal with these circumstances. The first type is called the reactive person. Covey categorized circumstances we can't control into what he calls the circle of concern, and those we can control into another circle, which he calls the circle of influence. He explains that the reactive person always lives within the circle of concern, only seeing this circle in their life. That's why they are always sad. Indeed, the situation can induce sadness. Imagine constantly thinking about the circumstances you can't control. It's saddening. The second type is the proactive person, who always focuses on the circle of influence and emphasizes the circumstances they can control. With their focus, they choose happiness. Because if his circumstances were very difficult, let's assume he is paralyzed, and he decided to choose happiness, and he focuses on the circumstances he can control, and he learns English. Physiologically, when he learns English, his body will release dopamine hormone. This happens involuntarily in his body. So, if he accomplishes a certain thing, his body releases dopamine hormone, and dopamine hormone makes the person feel happy. This is physiology, true, not just psychology. Physiology, meaning physical, meaning mental, meaning the matter is not just about psychology and nonsense. No, this is really how the body works. Okay, do you want me to teach you how to know if you are an emotional person or a creative person? Whether always, or in some situations. From your language, my friend, you can know if you are an emotional person or a creative person. You can know if you focus on the circumstances you can control or the circumstances you cannot control. For example, when you hear yourself saying, "It's not in my hands, there's nothing I can do, this is the situation, and I can't do anything," you are such an emotional person. But if you say, "Let me search for solutions, let me find out what solution I can come up with in this situation," like that, you are a creative person. When you hear yourself saying, I can't succeed, I can't win, I can't lose weight, I can't learn, I can't do, I can't, you are such an emotional person. But if you ask, how can I do that? How can I learn? How can I lose weight? How can I win? How can I succeed? How? You prepare your mind and body and make it ready to learn. And it will help you reach solutions. This way you become a creative person. And if you say, my friend, I am not the reason for this, and you start blaming others and you blame the surrounding circumstances, like that, you become an emotional person. Your life partner is the reason. My mother and father are the reason. My manager is the reason. Or you blame the circumstances and say, money is the reason, or the job is the reason I couldn't find time to learn or to engage in a business or to succeed. And many other forms of blame. Like that, you become an emotional person. The creative person always blames themselves, and whenever they see something fail or something they couldn't achieve, they reflect on themselves. Why couldn't they do that? And they say, yes, I didn't learn this thing well, I didn't try that thing to know how it could be done. Indeed, I didn't find time to start a project or to develop myself because I didn't learn a time management system. So, my friend, the language you use indicates whether you are helpless or you focus on the circumstances you cannot change. This language teaches you that in this situation, you are an emotional person. You chose to fail, and you chose to be sad. Once my friend Brown was talking about Chicken Man, and he said, in downtown in our city, there was a man we used to call the Chicken Man. He used to drive his car and roam around downtown, clucking like a chicken 24 hours a day. Whenever he got out of his car, he would have with him a car containing 2 doll children and a picture of a woman. If you got close to him, you could hear him imitating the sound of a chicken constantly. We all used to laugh at the Chicken Man, but we didn't know his story. He said, One day, this man woke up at dawn to find his house on fire, so he rushed out and escaped to save himself. When he got outside, he realized that his wife and children were still inside. He, as a husband, tried to save his children, but they couldn't get out of the house. Out of fear, he couldn't go back inside the house to save them, so he heard their screams and cries for help. When his brother-in-law arrived, it was too late, and he blamed him and argued with him, repeating, "Why didn't you save them, chicken man? Why didn't you save them?" From that day on, that man entered a cycle of sadness, stuck in that situation he couldn't change in his life, and thus he chose sadness and decided to dwell in it. From that day on, he, the chicken man, chose to focus on the circle of concern, and that's why he chose sadness throughout his life. In a sentence I read in The Secret, it was stated that our feelings of sadness and happiness are like a mirror that reflects the thoughts in our minds. So, if the thoughts in our minds lead us to sadness, we will be sad, and if the thoughts in our minds make us happy, we will be happy. Therefore, as soon as you feel sad, be sure that the thoughts in your mind are focusing on the circumstances you cannot control. Change your thinking immediately, and think about the circumstances you can control and change. Your life will change accordingly, just as I precisely mentioned in the video where I talked about the introduction of this book. Change starts from changing your thinking and changing your mental perspectives. So, my friend, change your thinking and start thinking about the circumstances you can control and be proactive in changing them. By using the law of the farm, after a while, your life will completely change. While reading this book, Stephen Covey mentioned a remarkable story about the necessity of initiative. I must share it with you, my friend, the follower. Stephen said that during one of the seminars where he was speaking about initiative, a man stood up and said, "Stefan, I admire what you're saying, but every situation is different. Take my marriage, for example. I'm very worried about it because my wife and I are no longer the same to each other. The feelings we once had have faded away, and I believe I no longer love her, nor does she love me anymore. What should I do?" So I asked him, "Are there no feelings left between you two?" He answered me firmly, "That's correct, and we have 3 children, and we're very worried about them. What do you suggest?" I replied, "Love her, Stephen. I told you there are no feelings left between us, so I said, love her, Stephen. Don't you understand? The feelings between us have ended, so if you love her, even if the feelings are no longer there, that's a strong reason to love her." He asked, "How? How can I love someone I no longer love?" I said, "My friend, love is an action. Listen to these powerful words. Listen, my friend. Love is an action. The feelings of love are the result of this action. Therefore, love her, serve her, respect her, sacrifice for her, listen to her, care for her. This is love, the action. You made feelings lead the actions, but the opposite is true. Actions come first, and then feelings. Love is an action. Are you able to do that? Oh God, oh God, oh God. Did you see how the mindset can create change under any circumstances? My friend, you can change your life under any circumstances. All you need to do is change your mental perspectives. Start thinking about the circumstances you can control, and begin working on them using the farming theory. Your life will change. It will change to a stage of abundance. Like Steve Harvey, who transformed from a homeless person who could only sleep in his car on the streets to someone whose wealth is valued at $1,000 in less than 20 or 25 years. I'm sure you know someone whose life could change because of this information. Send them this video if you truly benefited from it. Don't forget to give me a like and follow the videos you find interesting and enjoyable. Now, let's get started. After watching this video, take a piece of paper and write down the circumstances you can control in your life. Then stick it on the door so you see it every time you leave the room to remind yourself and make changes. As I mentioned earlier, the most important thing you can change in your life is your mindset. The more you develop and learn, the more options and opportunities will open up for you. Just one video with valuable information like this can change your life. So imagine the impact of 10 or even 100 videos. Please subscribe to the channel. That's it for today. See you next week with a better, more beautiful, and stronger dose. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.